Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. This is Michael Whittaker in Scorecraft Composer Academy. Today we're going to jump into part 2 of our emotional chord series. I went to music school and in school they teach you about the major and the minor modes and all the chords related to that. And that's important to learn. But in film scoring, a lot of times we get away from that because it actually is distracting to what's going on screen. And there's better ways to connect emotion to a character through other kinds of harmony and chords. And today we're going to talk about tonal centers and we're going to talk about common tone harmony. And this is going to open up a whole world for you to explore as even you modify your themes and melodies and take little detours with this technique. If these videos are helpful to you, please smash the like and the subscribe button, and let's get into this and talk about how we can make our chords more interesting. All right, before we get into these chords, I want to tell you really quickly about Scorecraft Composer Academy. I teach you personally for 5 months. We get into harmony MIDI mockups, and this is a program for people that don't want to go to a 4-year university and really have an intensive 5 months of training, both in scoring, the mockup side of things, sample libraries, as well as the full business training. I work with you personally for 5 months, and I will help you get into film and television scoring. So if you're interested, hit the link below and it'll tell you more about it. All right, so let's talk about tonal center writing. Okay, so this cue is interesting. I did a little MIDI mockup just so you can get an idea of how this can be used. I picked 3 tonal centers. One is a C, one is an F sharp, and one is a B flat or A sharp. And the 3 parts of this cue are going to revolve and gravitate around those tonal centers. And I'll show you how this works with common tone writing, okay? So let me play this and we'll come back and we'll break it down. But remember, the first section, the first part of this cue revolves around the note C, the second around an F sharp, and the third around B flat or A sharp. Here we go. All right, so in order to understand what I was doing there, we have to understand common tone writing. And so let's break down the first part of this cue, which the melody was just this: F, G, C. And then you heard chords following. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the C as my tonal center, right? And then instead of thinking about, okay, I have a 1 chord, I have a 4 chord, etc., we're going to think about what chords can come out of our tonal center. Okay, so let's take a C. Of course, C as a root could be C major, it could be C minor, another, a lot of different chords. But also let's take the B flat, so if we go down to B flat below C, you can go just chromatically down the keyboard and see what chords will fit. So let's go to start with a B flat and say, if B flat is my root or part of a chord, what would C be? And so just looking at it, it could be like B flat major with the C as the 9th. It could be flat minor with the C as the 9th. It could be a bunch of like B flat 11. It could be B flat 13. It can be, different kinds of, altered chords as well. So there's a world of chords that you can come up with just going downwards from our tonal center. Let's go down again. Let's grab A. F over A works. A minor also works. Let's go to A flat as our root. Of course, A flat major would work. We could use F minor over A flat. A part of a augmented triad, E augmented triad. Let's go down to G. It could be C over G, C minor over G. Could be G minor sus. Could be F over G. And I'm just doing some basic ones right now. Going down to F sharp. We could grab D over F sharp. We could do F sharp 7 with a flat 5. F sharp diminished. Going down to F, of course, an F chord, F minor chord. We could also do F sus. We could do, kind of a Phrygian sound, and so on and so forth. So the idea is taking a note and finding notes that it's a part of. So there's all these different notes that will use a C, and it allows us to extrapolate our melodies. And of course, how are we going to pick what chord? It's always connected to the character's emotion or what's going on screen, right? So let's listen to this first part again. And see how that was F over A, B flat minor 11, or A flat over B flat, and D7 sharp 9. So instead of thinking, oh, I've got to be in a minor mode or whatever, this just allows me to extrapolate chords based on emotion. All right. So a good exercise as a keyboard player or as a writer would be to take a note, any note, and start to see what options you can extrapolate. And you can also go the other direction. But that means that any note, any theme we come up with, let's take Star Wars, for example. It's in the major mode, right? It's a major. Happy. We can stop along the way in our melody. If something happens on screen, let's take the G, and suddenly we can use this technique. Right? So we have a lot of options to play around with. Let me do it with a string patch, and you'll really see how it can become very cinematic sounding. All right, here's just a basic string ensemble patch, and I'll use that G again from Star Wars, and let's reharmonize it using common tones. Still holding that G. Let me see if I can pull up this chord thing again so you can see it. Again, I'll hold the G from Star Wars, and we'll reharmonize it. Not thinking about what key we're in. And you can see the power, and you can start to kind of grasp how it can be a cinematic tool for you to get outside of the regular old kind of plain, boring writing. Now, if you just went to music school, they really haven't taught you about chords and harmony that doesn't live in the major minor mode, as far as shapes and colors, and more 20th century things. That's something, if you want to explore more deeply, I would highly suggest joining our academy at Scorecraft Academy, where we really get you ready for a career in this. But this is a powerful tool just to use in any kind of writing, really. All right, let's take a look at the second part of this, which goes to... All right, and again, it's the same thing. We have a common tone with it that we're using. The melody being, let me go here and clear and get to a piano patch. And there we go. And so we see here that we have this melody, which was in fourths. Fourths is another tonal way of doing things, right? All these voicings are in fourths. But that's not important. It's another distraction. This F sharp is where I want to recreate something. So I have a D flat, sus, D7, E flat, maybe 13, or E flat 7. And then I'm going to use this E as an E minor 9, or D over E. It's the ninth of an E minor, right? So again, you're just kind of extrapolating from a tonal center. All right, and the final one in this piece was really kind of cute and jazzy. It uses B flat as the tonal center. And listen for this note. All right. And so let's go through that one real quick. Very, very, very simple, which is the same you hear in Jurassic Park with a French horn. But taking that B flat, which is a major seventh, this B to B flat is a major seventh, and we're going to do E flat minor 7, right, to C minor, to G minor 9 over 8. In this case, G sharp minor 9, so be that over A sharp, or B flat over B major 7 over B flat, back to E flat. All right, again, just holding that B flat through there, okay? All right, once again, let's just look at how we might be able to use this maybe with again, with a string patch might be good. All right, let's grab this, just a string, normal kind of string patch, and let's look at some chordal ways. So if we're going to use Star Wars as our example. A lot of times I like to use this on a strong beat, but it really doesn't matter. Right, so we use anywhere we go in our melody, we can take a detour if something happens on screen. And that's why a lot of times, if you can even do this on a faster cue, right? It doesn't have to be just in slow moving things. Let's take a look at this. And for ease, this is a Symphobia patch, but let's just use C here as our tonal center. Yeah. So, and this can change on every note. So if you want your tonal center to move, like I could make it C. Let's take any tonal center, C, and let's go to E flat, and let's go to A flat. So maybe here's something on C, to E flat, A flat. So I'm just moving the tonal center around, and then I'm making chords underneath it. It's a great way also to create tension. We teach what I call the state harmonic system. There's a constant tension and release going on in film scoring, and this is a great way to get outside of the norm and create tension, right? And then resolve it, right? We don't stay there forever, but this is a powerful technique for that. All right, so I hope that you've enjoyed this lesson. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. I take 20 composers at a time through this program, and I work with you very seriously for 5 months. And it is a powerful program, and I hope that you at least investigate it at Scorecraft Academy. .com. The next one, I'm not sure when you're watching this video, will be February 24th of 2025. And there are still places available. And if you're watching this after that, we do them usually once a year. Hopefully this has been helpful. Please like and share, and we'll see you on the next video.